You are. Some people are stuck in a dead end religion. Reason is you're condemning and not forgiving. All sin a person does, right? Whether they're gay or straight. You're both sinning, you're both sinning. Because you don't know who you're supposed to marry. We're playing Russian roulette with sex. Either way. So what's the problem? You know what's Billy, right? Okay, and yes, he was sexually molested by his stepfather, right? Now, my stepfather, if he's molesting me, I'm making him kill me because I'm threatening to go to the police. You understand? Right? I don't even know you. I don't care, right? I'm forgiving it too, right? But that's the only way it can happen. I don't recall it happening. I don't recall Bugatti ever touching me that way, and I never said he did. I know. Nor Bobby Lee, because he died when I was around 12 anyway, right? 11 or 12, right? 11 going on 12, right? I never said Bobby molested me. Again, because I was telling him the same thing. Remember when I brought the bag of pot to the police officer? Right. But I still forgive the sinner his sin, even if it's against me, right? If you're interfering in my dating life, I forgive that, and I'm waiting for a woman still, See? I don't condemn you if you want a man either, right? That's between you and another man, right? And if you do it in love, who can condemn you? But if you do it in hatred, you're condemned by Satan, who's done condemned you, always condemns you. And you let him condemn you by condemning others, right? You understand, right? But if someone's gay, you can't change that, and all you can do is murder them in return, right? Right? Though if I tell you no and I know a little bit of karate, I'm a man, right? And you know I know karate, so don't tell me you're playing patty cake with me. You're trying to murder me. You're trying to murder me. But I'm forgiving even the attempt to murder, right? Why, like Jesus, does that save me and not you? You're not condemning them, right? Not even for the attempt to murder. Because God don't put none of those thoughts in your head at suits, Satan. From the beginning, right? From the fall, right? So everything we're doing is potentially a sin anyway, but everyone does what they do with me, right? Right? Who does it with me or not, right? And if I don't remember you, you know why. I'm still supposed to report it as a crime. It is a crime, right? But the forgiveness is the religious part of what you're doing, not the moral part. You're not being moral with me by raping me. The women aren't raping me. I'm consenting to the sex with them. You understand, right? Right? That's why I remember at least the 17, 18, 19, however many it was. Then what's the problem? You hate women so badly you want every male to be gay with you. That's Satan too. That's Satan too. Not every male's gonna feel that gay, right? Even if you have over half the population that's only go gay, that's still right. Not supposed to be done that way, right? If you understand, right? There's a right way to be gay, just as there's a right way to be straight, right? Now, the right way involves conscious choice, though, right? And you can't deny if you got the choice between the male or a female, you're choosing to be with a male or a female, right? But you can deny it because that's part of the choice factor, right? Even when you choose not to choose, you're still making a choice. And if someone removes that choice, they're making that choice for you, and you're gay. If you believe them, right? And you let that choice stand. You don't have a choice if they don't give you a choice and they rape you into being gay, right? So Billy was molested into being gay, right? But it's not Billy's fault. I forgive him, right? I don't condemn him with Satan, who taught us to be gay and straight. Gay and straight. You see. That's Jesus versus Satan. And no, God is not the author of confusion, but if the body can do both kinds of sex, right? And you can even use your mouth on the man, who condemns that? God or Satan? See? God don't condemn that. You can do that, right? Why can you do it, yet it's still wrong to who? You and Satan. You and Satan. Do you get it? This is why it's confusing too. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is destruction, because you're condemning yourself for doing something you can do. Right. You understand? And who's teaching you it's wrong? Satan is doing it with you. Right. As if it's wrong to do it with him. Right. But you can do it with him or not, right? Even if it hurts or not. Even if it feels good or not, right? You can do it either way. And if you do it to where it feels good, it feels good. It feels good, right? If you do it to where it hurts, it what? Hurts. Why is that, too? Right. You can harm someone or hurt someone. You can give someone pleasure or pain. Why is that? That's how you do it, right? If you scratch your leg, like I did Susan's leg when we were at the thing, she took my wallet, right? And I grabbed to get the wallet from her, and I accidentally scratched her leg. And the reason I did that is I told her to stop, and she wouldn't stop, right? And again, right? She's aggravating me, but I'm human too, right? And after that, all I can do is apologize and say, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have been doing what you're doing. I shouldn't be doing what I did. And we both overreacted, right? Right. You were doing something you weren't supposed to do, so was I, right? When I finally, do whatever I did to get the wallet back, right? And get her to stop, finally, right? I had to kind of hurt her a little, right? For her to realize, okay, stop doing this behavior, right? But I didn't mean to, right, either. I just, like anyone who's being aggravated, right, by someone else, did something a little where I grabbed her leg to make a point, right, and accidentally scratched her as well, because I got, what? Long nails. Long nails, right? Well, I'm disabled. Where do you expect me to go to a nail salon? Is that a crime? The girl ain't supposed to be working in the salon. She's 15 anyway. No, if she fucked me in the salon, she didn't want to work in the salon anymore. She hated that job. And you weren't giving her a choice. And so she took the only choice available to her. Like she even knew. I knew. No. I didn't know that, but she knew. But now that happened, so did she, right? Mm-hmm. It even created a split reality between me and her, where I don't remember what all happened, and she does, right? But I'm also not condemning her or mad with her. You understand, right? He's bad with her. Her dad is bad with her for taking advantage of me in him, right? It's how he's looking at it. He's being the Satan, the bad guy. He's not being a good guy about it, right? But that's okay. We both forgive him, right? Me and the daughter, right? If she was his daughter, right? But she looked like Michelle Kwan to me, right? As she probably would look now, right? But though I ain't seen her, I know she's not Michelle Kwan, right? Herself, right? And I never seek to be with Michelle Kwan because she's a celebrity in that bracket, right? Of personalities I can't be with, right? Well, she probably thinks either I'm below her or I freak her out, or, right, she don't understand me. And again, all that's okay. I don't know. I forgive that of Michelle Kwan too. Mm-hmm. But I ain't trying to change her mind either. She can feel that way, I know. That don't mean that's Satan to her, right? That's her feelings, right? If a woman ain't interested in you, you just can't make her interested in you either. I know that too, right? And I want her to know I know that. So she feels safe where she's at. That it's not about her, though she's my type of woman, right? You have a type. hmm And it don't mean I don't like Caitlyn because she's got red hair either, but that's Caitlyn's choice. I keep doing that. Caitlyn, because she's younger, has to make the first move on me because I'm older. I don't know how she feels, right? I can't guess how she feels. She's got to say how she feels. I'm not a mind reader. But if Caitlyn is with me first, I'm not going to just dump her for an Asian girl either, like I said too, right? It's the point that, right, I dreamed of both types of women, one an Asian and one a redhead. But the redhead I was having sex with, she held me in until I came, right? Because I was wanting to pull out for some reason. We were already in the sex act, right? We were having sex when this occurred, right? And she was putting her feet in my butt to keep me fucking her, right? You know what I mean? She was holding me in. That's what that means, right? And making sure I came in her. Like what I was supposed to. I know. But that's all it did. That's all it did. I don't know why I was wanting to pull out. I don't know why. All the details, right? Mm-hmm. But I do know what I would say, right? Whether it happened or not, right? And I can't say it didn't. I can't say it didn't, even if I have amnesia, right? The amnesia is also both our saving grace, and it's still why I'm here. God healed it no matter what you did to me, you understand? Even if it was anal sex and you did it roughly to hurt me, right? Jesus even healed that. Now, it's the fall in the Navy that's causing me the physical problems, not right. And the recent wrecks, right? Three in a row. When I'm going 65 and stop barely in time and it's supposed to stop within a certain footage, right? That's the bank's fault and my disability's fault, right? They shouldn't have put me in the stick and, right? Because I never drove a 6-speed before, and I told them that up front, right? They're not supposed to do that either. I know that's harming society. And that's how you're supposed to look at it. That's a civil suit where the civility of it was proven beyond all reasonable doubt, right? But you can't put reasonable doubt in a civil trial, right? You need less proof for a civil trial, right? The proof was there with the broken ankle, which Judge Mary wouldn't even let me in the record because the other judge, the guy approached, the lawyer objected to it. You can't object to evidence being put in the civil court, right? Where that's part of the suit. No, you can't. No one can. No one can. Judge Mary's just a dumbass judge who didn't know better. He didn't know better. Because she don't normally do civil cases like this in Georgia. Most people don't do this either. It's her first time dealing with it. But she's no Judge Judy either. She's no Judge Judy either, right? Judge Judy would understand what I'm doing is legal. I have to put the damn x-ray in evidence if that's part of my suit. The lawyer can't object to that. Ever. It's part of the suit. And it's illegal, really, what he did. It's bad lawyering and bad judging, right? Both the judge couldn't not admit it, and he couldn't object to it. It's not an objectable thing right now. It's evidence to my point in the trial, right? That to show the ankle injury would have a problem doing the stick, right? Which is what I'm saying. Yes, I know. Exactly. I was the one done wrong there, not you. That's why it's a civil trial. And a civil trial you can't object to the evidence I'm admitting, right? No one can. No one can. It's a part of the trial. It's part of the suit, right? I get to show the x-ray as evidence. Yes, you do. And I require less evidence to prove the case, right? They're the ones who have to prove what? They're what? That they didn't sell me the car at all. Right. That's the only thing they could use to prove it, that they didn't even want to sell me the car, right? If you don't know what the case is about, right? You're not hearing what the suit's about, right? And you can't object to something that's about the suit being entered in as evidence because it's part of the case, right? Right? But both the lawyer and the judge are acting like they don't know that, right? Because this is a civil trial. See, what the lawyer is trying to prove is reasonable doubt. For a civil trial, which you can't prove, I had all the evidence that they put me in the car, I might not could drive, yes. When you have all the evidence, that's called a slam dunk case, right? But what they're trying to do is try it like a criminal trial, right? A criminal trial, all you got to do is prove reasonable doubt. That's why he can even use my gabapentin, because it makes people drowsy sometimes, right? To say that that can make me drowsy, and that could be why the wreck happened as well. But here's the point, right? I can take it in different grams, right? If I take 100 grams, it's going to be what? Less effective, right? If I tell the judge I'm monitoring myself on the medication and I'm on it now, you see I'm interacting with you normally, right? Then she's ignoring the law and me. Since she's ignoring the law and you, she's causing her own civil trial, right? Because she's not doing her job. And she's not doing her job, right? Which is to help me win my case, not Kia, because he got the money, right? Right. That's why, too. Now, all this I'm learning on watching TV, Law and Order, and all that shit, right? I mean, that did. And Judge Judy herself. I don't harass Judge Judy. I don't know Judge Judy to harass her, but I mention her like you would anyone if you're watching TV. Also know Judge Mathis. Also know. But ask Judge Judy or Judge Mathis if the suit is about being put in a car that's a 6-speed, and you only drove a 5-speed, and you don't know if you can drive the 6-speed, and you talk to them about it beforehand, and they put you in the car anyway. Who's at fault there? Them or you? If you get into a wreck within 400 miles of driving the car. In a civil trial, not a criminal one. I should have won. You should have won. At least half to the 15, which is what I was going for. Right. Mm-hmm. So usually when you do that, you're either expecting a settlement or, right. But they fought it too, but again, neither the judge nor the lawyer realized it was a civil trial and I had all the evidence against them, right? And see, they can lie, and they're lying. They're lying. That's perjury. If anyone's making it a crime and a criminal trial, the guy even lied about the test drive, and I didn't tell him about the ankle when I use the cane. When I take the bus, I use the cane. And even my lawyer knows that. My bankruptcy lawyer. But the merits of the suit are this: I have a broken ankle. You put me in the stick. It might be harder for me to drive a 6 speed versus a 5 speed, though I drove a 5 speed before with no problem, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell them, but I'm not sure if I can not drive the 6 speed either. But they put me in it anyway, and I didn't know if I could drive it or not. And there's ways, okay, like if I can't get insurance or this, that, and the other, right, that I can get out of the contract too, right? But there again, I was paying my insurance good, right? Which again, I always pay my own insurance. I always pay what I'm supposed to pay, right? So here we are again, right? Right. The same point anyway. That I have a broken ankle and I wasn't sure if I could drive a 6 speed, and I was going up to the red light and slammed on brakes, and even the brakes could have failed. And that's still on the car manufacturer then, right? Because it's the key itself, right? And the car didn't stop in time, right? Though it totaled it too, right? I know. And that's not my necessarily fault alone. only. It could have been partially their fault too, and that's why you sue them for the full 15 to get at least 7.5, right? And even with Publix, I'm going to a massage parlor right now to be treated for my injury, right? Because it's all I can kind of afford, right? And I haven't been able to walk, right? For long since then, right? I'm trying still, right? So I'm also using the scooter still, right? The little shopping cart that you. Mm-hmm. But I am doing something about it. But only what I can, right? Right. Now I got to determine if they're going to help me and pay for some of my treatment, and I still might need more, right? So that's the point too, right? Mm-hmm. See, rehabilitation can be a slow process or a long one, right? And just 21 visits to a chiropractor don't mean I'm better yet, right? But that's all they approved, right? Was so many visits, right? They wouldn't even let me do the water therapy I want to do at Candler because of whatever hoopla about paying up front. Candler wanted me to pay up front, which ain't really normal, but okay. Right. When I have a real suit and a real accident and I still need water therapy, I don't even know if the pools are open in Savannah yet, or if they're going to reopen those so people can start getting water therapy. Right? There's one out by Daphne Park, I think, right? Or where the Goodwill is, right? But I can pay for that and do water therapy, yes, right? At least 2 or 3 times a week, right? See, I'm wanting to rehabilitate, right? But it might take a while. I don't know. I can't do that right now, right? I can barely walk, you know, for 5 to 10 minutes, right? And I was walking way longer than that before the accident, right? But see, even sitting here, I'm in pain, and the pain intensifies when I move around. I keep telling you that. That's why I'm taking gabapentin and tramadol, right? It's what's helping, right? See, when I started exercising like that, I was only gabapentin anyway, and I was doing a lot of exercising, right? And I was very aware of what I was doing. I wasn't groggy or sleepy, because I'm able to exercise with the gabapentin, right? So I was taking between 100 to 300 milligrams, right? And trying to vary it, right? Maybe 400, right? of whatever I got in the house still, right? And I'm trying not to abuse it either, right? Now I take between 25 to 100 of the tramadol sometimes, right? I might take a half a pill and then a full pill, right? Or vary it, right? Or 2 pills, which is what I'm allowed, right? Which is 100 milligrams, right? But it's called disclosure. You can't surprise your enemy with a false thing, right? And see, another thing is, do I seem drowsy or aware, right? Aware, or what? But you're making it criminal, okay, when you're not following court proceedings, right? He can't object to me entering in the X-ray as evidence, and that's part of the suit, right? Well, I didn't expect him to object to it because he can't, right? You let him, as the judge, object to it when he couldn't, I know. Because you never did this kind of case before, have you? No. No. I understand the mistakes we're all making here, right? They're human mistakes, but they ain't according to the law either, right? I know. And all I'm still trying to get is between the 7.5 to the 15, right? For that particular issue. Mm-hmm. Now, if it was the Braves, I got to sue Kia for that, and I need a lawyer, right? Because that's got to go to the Supreme Court, not in the small claims, right? See, I just sued the people who sold it to me for a certain reason, and they sold me the car. They put me in the car, and that made me a danger to myself and others. And that's why it's a civil suit, right? And I told them about it before they sold me the car, that I wasn't sure I could even drive it safely because I never drove one that was a 6-speed before, right? I never even owned a 6-speed before, right? And that would be my first 6-speed, right? And that's what the suit was about as well. They put someone with a broken ankle in the 6-speed car, and he didn't know if he could drive it, and he told him up front. And that makes him at least 50-50 responsible, right? Right. And that's why I'm trying to get at least the 7.5, right? Or 7,500, right? Mm-hmm. But see, because I'm doing it as a hypothetical based on Judge Judy, not her actual ruling, which was against the law, by the way, right? Because you cannot object to me entering evidence that proves my suit, right? No, we can't. No, we can. And if you allow him to, see, you have the right to what? Sustain the objection, or what's the other word for it? I know. Um, you sustained it, right? You can't sustain it if that's part of the reason of the trial, right? No, we can't. It's against the law to not allow me the evidence that proves the ankle was broken, which is part of the suit and mentioned in the suit. You can't do that. Or you break the law yourself. And it's a civil trial, right? It's not a criminal trial where he can object to that evidence being entered in. Because in a civil trial, I have the evidence to enter in that my ankle was broken before I was put in the key. And you would have won. And I should have won. I know. Yeah. And the other is overruled, right? I remember that back in that because the movie Overruled. And when they brought in the Expert witness from the FBI. Anyway. Mm-hmm. But see, it's still the point. I know. And I'm not the one trying to hurt them one, even though I'm trying to find a girlfriend. Though a girl might have taken advantage of me, I didn't take advantage of her, right? But then she's in a bad situation herself if she did, right? That's what you gotta figure, right? She's 15 and her dad's already trying to train her and be a nail salon technician. She don't want to be that. She wants to go to college. She wants to do probably something else. And he won't let her, and he won't even let her, right? I know. So her only option was to have sex with me. You know? I know. Maybe. But you can't say she didn't know what she was doing. She knew what she was doing, right? Even at 15, right? Though it's a mistake, okay, if she lied to me and I didn't know, but I also didn't know, right? And only if her dad came in and, interfered after I sat back down, right? And after we went into the bathroom anyway, because it was about, was I sexually responding to her or not? In the first place, in my mind, right? What I do remember is I was worried that the women were saying to her that I would get a hard on her or something when she was doing my legs. Right? In Vietnamese, though, I'm guessing that because I'm thinking the girl's getting harder, get wet, or nervous around me, right? And I'm wanting to know it'll be okay. I'm wanting her to know it'll be okay if she does that, right? So that's the part that the amnesia's in, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to let her know. I'm also trying to let it go unless they keep bothering her while she's doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Right. But see, that's the civil court versus the um, trial court or the criminal court, right? And that's how they both work, not how the judge actually did it. So what do I do? I know. See, you can't imagine how to follow the law. You gotta follow it as it's written. Even the judge herself, right? And he can't object to me entering in the evidence of my ankle, right? If that's what I mentioned in the suit, right? Oh, one can't. No one can. It should have been overruled and not sustained, right? I should have been allowed to enter it in, right? And should have went in my favor after that, right? Because then you would have saw what was wrong, right? And you would see that, hey, that might be why he would have a problem with the 6 which is part of the suit, right? And I would have won, and he would have won. And then she would have determined what I won. It's at least half their fault, right? Which is what you're going for, at least half of the 15, which is 7.5, right? And I should have been awarded that, right? And the same with Officer Martin. I'm going for the 15. Why? I don't know how much I'm going to owe on the truck. It's only 2,100, right? I actually owe, right? That's got to be paid off before I can move on from it, right? I can't pay it off myself because of my other bills, right? I still have a right to live my life from the accident as if it didn't even happen, right? Because it shouldn't have happened. It's an accident, right? No matter who's at fault, right? But if the bus driver was really at fault and slammed into me, right, caused this bumper to bumper traffic going my way, not her way, right, she still can't run into a stopped vehicle, right? No matter where I'm at in my left hand turn, and if it's on the front end, right? She swerved into me. She swerved into you. And if she swerved into me, it's her fault, right? And if there's other cars also pulling out with me slowly, She's approaching that situation and is supposed to yield the right way in case there's a third also pulling out behind the other car. She also wouldn't be able to see me any more than I can see her. Right? And Officer Martin is covering for the bus driver. Not on his ass. That's why you sued him. That's why I sued him. And he's the one at fault. He's the one at fault. He changed the actual ruling and ruled against me like he's not supposed to. He also did it in another wreck where the people were in the proper turning lane. They were in the straight lane. And I tried to explain that to him. Right? And he didn't listen there either. Right? And see, when you can't reason with somebody, you don't know what to do about it because you're the underdog, right? You're the one they're taking advantage of using your disability or whatever, and that's wrong too, right? That can lead to another civil trial, which is how I'm trying to handle it civilly, right? Which means I'm after monetary, not criminal charges, right? You understand, right? That's what I mean. What do I have to do? Sue Judge Mary, sue Judge Michael, because they're not understanding civil court law rules, right? I know. Well, they're not, but they're not. I know. And even then, why do you let the officer get off even if he's doing it in the line of duty when he's breaking the law himself, right? He's playing insurance auditor, right? Adjuster, right? And he can't do that. That's not his job. He's a police officer. His job is to take down my statement and her statement and say what happened, not determine what happened, right? On his own, right? Apart from what was actually going on, right? No one can do that. That makes what he's doing criminal, right? Not just civil, right? Because it's a felony to lie on a police report, right? And the officer is the one not, right? He's not taking down my statement or hers, which is what he's supposed to do too, right? And write out what both parties say happened, right? That's really what you're supposed to do. And then you let the insurance company and their adjusters determine who's at fault, right? If that's the kind of case we're in, right? Not you, as the police officer, determine who's at fault. Because you were in the accident, right? And by then, by the time you got there, the traffic's kind of clearing up anyway, right? Even though we were in a wreck, right? And why is that? Because I stopped in the median lane, the middle lane, right? Not the lane the bus was in, or I would have been hitting the side, right? Not the front end, right? If I'm hit in the corner front end, that means it was also swerved into, right? That's what the actual evidence shows, right? That's called forensic science. And you can't refute forensic science even if you're a police officer. But the only ones in danger of criminal proceedings are the people who are trying to make him guilty when he was innocent. Right. Not me. And I'm trying to waiver the criminal aspect and just get him to do the right thing and pay out the rest of the truck, right? But I'm suing him for it, right? Yeah. But he probably don't have the money either, neither do I, and so that's still on the books, right? As part of what I owe. And I can't do nothing about it, nor does he want to do nothing about it, right? Yeah.